Always love that. Okay, welcome you guys. My name is Brandy Walker, Diamond Ambassador with Plexus. I think I know most of you guys on the call tonight. We are going to talk about tonight how to target your ideal client. It's we have Kelly Foster on with us tonight, and I'm super excited to hear from her. And this is something that I believe that every ambassador who's sharing the business it's super important for you to know this. And you know, I'm an Enneagram 7. I love to talk to everybody. I love to share all the things, and I'm always worried about leaving somebody out. That is like what's in my head all the time. But what I keep hearing is that if you're posting and talking to everyone, then you're talking to no one. So I think it's super important that, you know, we get a handle on who is going to be our ideal client. And what I mean by that is we need to, you know, everything that we post, everything that we talk about, we need to have an idea of who we want to be on our team, who we want to have as customers. And, you know, ideally, you know, I'm one of those people, I'm like, oh, just everybody can be. But if I'm talking to, you know, everybody out there from, you know, people who are like 18 years old all the way up to, you know, to my grandmother, or, you know, just anybody, then I'm not gonna reach my full potential with my post. It's not gonna really resonate with the right person that I want for my team. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. Oh, it says host disabled participant screen sharing. Try it again. Okay. There we go. Okay, here we go. Okay, so let's just talk about who is our ideal customer. Whenever you're trying to decide this, we need as much information as possible, you know, about your ideal client before you even start this. We actually have some little sheets, and I forgot to get that for tonight, so I will get it for you guys and post it on the team page. But there's a little sheet that you can kind of go by to fill out that helps you figure out who your ideal client is. So you want to think about, you know, getting all this data. You're putting it together. It's going to be like your instruction manual for figuring out who your ideal client is and who you're going to be posting to, who you're going to be talking to. So we want you to create a list of like the 3 favorite people that you've had as past clients, or somebody that you want to be on your team. It doesn't necessarily have to be, it can't just be any customer. You know, it doesn't matter if you've had a customer or you're brand new. This is somebody that you'd like to be on your team, or you like to try your products. Who are they as a person, and do they have, you know, they have a lifestyle outside of our business? They have, you know, they have other lives. They're like, just our products and our business is not where their focus is. So we've got to figure out exactly, you know, what this person is. And, you know, think of it as like a movie character. And, you know, a good example is Legally Blonde. So the character on there, she is, hopefully you guys have seen this movie. It's hilarious, but she is a female lawyer. She has a cute little chihuahua. She loves pink. She's very kind of ditzy, you know, but this is definitely stereotyping, but we don't necessarily, oops, let me get this. We don't necessarily want to stereotype like in real life. But for this, it's kind of important that we stereotype our ideal client. You know, again, just for the sake of this exercise, you know, that's what we're doing. So we need to figure out, you know, what is their typical age. For me, it's going to be probably somebody between 40 and 55 years old. That's going to be the person that I'm going to be posting to. What's their gender? Most likely for me, it's going to be female. You know, maybe different for you. Their ethnicity, their country of birth. So, you know, most of us are going to be posting for Americans. You know, where do they live now, and what kind of neighborhood? You know, do they live in an apartment or a house? I would say that my ideal client would probably live in a house. They probably live probably in the South. That's probably, somebody that I'm going to be posting to, mainly because I live in the South as well. They don't have to be, but that's going to be who I'm going to want on my team. We need to know kind of what their income level is, and what restaurants, what kind of places they shop at. Somebody from me will probably love to go shopping, love fashion. They love, oh my goodness, they love to watch, shows like, oh my goodness, I'm going blank with the TV shows, but just you want to think about what, just what are their interests, their hobbies. Hobbies would be somebody from me, probably someone that works out, somebody that again loves to shop and loves makeup and hair and things like that, because those are the things that I'm interested in. They love somebody that loves clean eating, or whole foods, gluten, dairy free, those kind of things. That's going to kind of be the people that I'm looking for. Maybe people that have suffered, with IBS or celiac disease, because those are things that interest me. To figure out if they're married, if they're single, if they've got children, if they're moms. For me, it's probably going to be those people that are, newly empty nesters. That's kind of what my ideal client is going to be. Okay, we want to make sure that we know why someone would want to follow us, because if you don't know that, then chances are the people that you want to follow you aren't going to know either, and they're not going to click follow on either Instagram or Facebook or whatever platform you're using. And it's just super important that when they go to your page, they can figure out, is this going to be somebody that can solve my problems? So for your ideal client, we want to figure out what that problem is and how we're going to solve it. And so, I kind of was thinking in my head today about some of the jewels that we have, and it's pretty clear that, what their, what their purpose is on social media. So I could just think, off the top of my head, Kelly, she's very inspirational, and people will follow her because her posts are just, she's into fitness, she's into her grandbabies, she's into her children. She's just somebody that just inspires people to do better and be better. And so it's pretty apparent when you go to her page. Kay Nowacek, another Emerald Ambassador on our team, she's really into fitness and clean eating and juicing, and she's a retired teacher, and she was able to do that through Plexus, and that's pretty apparent when you go to her page. Randy Underwood, she is very into clean eating, everything organic, all organic products, doing everything as naturally as possible. And whenever you go to her page, you know that you're going to get value, because those things are going to be pretty apparent to you. I'm trying to think of who else. Tina Comrade, she's a boy mom, and she's been able to retire her husband, and she and her husband are able to volunteer and, give more because they have time freedom now. And Lisa Hudson is a teacher, and she's a cop wife, or a police officer's wife. She's a cheer mom. She is a hockey mom, and she's, also a teacher that has this amazing side gig, and those things are apparent. Ellen Ford, she is a pastor's wife, and when you go to her page, she gives value by being, super funny about being a pastor's wife. Oh my goodness, I'm telling you guys these things because it's, these things they stick out to me, and so when somebody comes to your page, what you have should be able to, should stick out to them as well. Ellen Ford, or not Ellen Ford, Julia Carty is, Carty Chaos, and she's an intentional motherhood is her thing. And Angie Zumwalt loves to inspire other women to grow a business. She's also, girl boy mom. She's theater mom. She's the baseball mom. And who else? One more, Andrea Mitchell. So hopefully you guys will go and follow these people because they're very good at social media. Andrea Mitchell is a special needs mom, and she, gives a lot of value to people in that community. And so those are just kind of a few examples of what makes your content different on, different than every other person that's sharing on social media. If you're just sharing cute pictures of your kids and, that's kind of about it. I mean, they're cute, but it really doesn't give people, unless it's maybe your family or whatever, a real reason to follow you. We always think of the 3 E's. You need to be entertaining, educating, or empowering. So that's, I always kind of keep those in the back of my mind when I'm figuring out what to post about. So if you're not doing some of those things, what can you do to change it? Okay, was that Kelly? Was that slide 2 or 3?
Yep. Okay, so hi, I'm Kelly Foster. I think I also know most of you, but I am an Emerald Ambassador in Michigan, and I'm just going to kind of build on what Brandy started talking to you about, and say for one more time, because I don't think we can say it enough. If you are posting to everybody, you're posting to nobody. It's really, really, really important that you kind of find that pocket, because that is what's going to ultimately make you authentic and relatable. So being intentional about that and actually sitting down and defining it. Okay, so who is your ideal customer? Or I'm sorry, what will your ideal customer gain? So you've already kind of thought about who that person is. And we talk a lot about the fact that people are not going to buy your product. They're not going to buy what it is you have to sell. They're going to buy your why, and that's the solution. So if you're sharing about better health and happiness, I'm here to tell you that there's not a person on the planet that doesn't want better health and happiness. So, I mean, I really feel like being health and wellness ambassadors, that should kind of be all of our target audience, because that's what everybody wants. And so write it down, take a minute to just kind of, we used to talk about branding, but this is kind of like the same thing. They're going to get better health and happiness by following you. They're going to be able to save time by following you. They're going to have a specific health result. Maybe they're going to get a community. There are so many people out there, and I was one of them, who didn't know that I needed this community at all, really. But it has been such a huge blessing to me, and really an answer to a lot of my prayers that I didn't name, that I really couldn't name. But there are people out there who just really need to feel, like they belong somewhere. And Lindsay Robbins always says, everybody wants a seat at the lunchroom table, and so just letting people know that you're going to welcome them, and that they have a seat at your lunchroom table is very, very appealing to a lot of people out there. That they're going to be able to get out of debt. 2 things that people lie awake at night kind of worrying and stressing over are money and health. And so there are just as many people out there who need this business opportunity as there are who need our health products. And so it's easy to kind of discount that in the beginning, but it's huge for many people. Being able to retire early, or being able to retire comfortably. But just when you have found that ideal clientele, then you need to be specific about, okay, what is my why? What is my solution that is going to draw them to my content, and that's going to help them to buy into what it is that I have to offer. Okay, Brandy, you can switch.
Right.
And then once you're intentional about identifying that solution, what it is that they're going to gain, you also want to be intentional about posting. So really taking the time to sit down and plan out, okay, how am I going to convey that I have a solution for them? And so this is a great slide, and I'm sure that Brandy will make this recording available very quickly, very soon, so that you can refer back to it. But you really want to tell your journey. And this is, I think, one of the biggest mistakes most people make in the beginning. They feel like, well, they have to have a testimony. They have to have reached the end of their journey before they can start sharing. And that's so not true, because health and wellness and better living is a journey. It's not a destination. And so if you share your journey, and you tell stories along the way, it's really the most authentic way to share your solution. You know, we're not, most of us are not, you know, scientists or doctors or health professionals. And so we're sharing what we learn as we go. We're sharing how that solution has presented itself in our life as we go. And it's a very, very authentic way to share that solution with your audience. So the GROW method is just kind of a nice acronym to help you remember some specific strategies for posting. So you want to grab their attention. You know, we call this attraction marketing sometimes, but your posts should grab their attention. So you want to have clear images. You want to have no grainy or fuzzy or blurry images. Something that when you think about when you're scrolling through Facebook, what do you stop and actually read the content for versus what you just kind of scroll by? So you want to grab their attention, and it could be starting out with a question, but also just always kind of think about the image that you are including with any verbiage on your post. You want it to be real and authentic. So, you know, if you're using Plexus graphics, somebody else's words, that can come across as very salesy and not authentic. And so you really just want, nobody in your Facebook audience expects you to be an expert. And so if you share a post that sheds you in the light of being an expert, then that's not authentic. So it would be much more authentic to say, this is what I learned today, and this is what I'm feeling today, and this is what I've seen in, for example, if you are offering financial freedom, sharing Brandy's, you know, story, sharing Brandy's testimony, sharing any of your uplines testimonies or stories who have had, you know, financial success is going to be a much more authentic way to offer that solution to your audience. Again, that value piece, you know, that's so huge. Anything that you're posting on Facebook should be adding value. And gosh, my very first convention, I remember, I think it was like silver training, I think it was, or maybe just barely gold. But it was Sarah Marble who said, you know, everybody wants to be around people who are entertaining, who are smart, and who are inspiring. So, you know, make sure that you're adding value. And if you kind of just default to those, you know, you're educating people, you're making them laugh, you're inspiring them, then you are adding value for sure. And then that why piece, you know, that's so important. That's that, what is it that they have to gain? You know, what is the solution that you're offering? So be keeping those in mind. Be specific in identifying the problem. Who is this for? I have, you know, lots of friends who have migraines. And so I'm going to be intentional about posting a migraine story. And we have tons of people on this team who have had less head pain as a function of, you know, addressing their gut, balancing their blood sugar, et cetera. So I'm going to share their stories. I'm going to say, I have so many friends who have suffer with migraines, and look at this this person on my team who doesn't have migraines anymore. I had to share their story with you. So being intentional, identifying the problem, you know who it's for, and you know that you're offering them a solution. And let's see what else. Oh, and with the call to action, you want to ask them a question. Anytime you can ask a question and you can engage your Facebook audience, maybe offer to send them a sample, offer to share a video. That kind of takes the pressure off you, because we're not the experts, but Plexus has the best medical and scientific professionals in the industry. I'm very convinced of it. And so they have put together so much content for us. And so sharing that content takes the pressure off of us to be the expert. We don't have to be the expert. And we can share those resources that Plexus has put together for us. And your posts, you really want to be simple. You know, you want to use plain language and be able to explain what it is that you're explaining in plain English, so that people are not, you know, kind of turned away and can relate to it and can understand what it is that you're talking about.
Yes. Okay.
One more, I think, right?
Yes. Can you see it?
Mm-mm.
No? Oh my goodness. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I know it's going to be action steps. Action steps should,
Why it's okay.
did they get out of order? Or maybe did you do it action step already?
Yes. Boom.
There we go.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine. Okay. So this is kind of just reinforcing what we talked about. So you really want to just spend a minute creating your ideal client profile. I have Brandy like giving you so many examples, and I'll tell you a quick story. So for me, this was hard for me, and I don't know why. We used to call it branding or creating an avatar, and I was like, I don't know what I want to say. I don't know who I'm appealing to. I think what made it easiest for me was just to kind of turn the microscope back on myself and say, okay, who am I?
Mhm.
I'm a teacher. I'm a mom. I'm a grandma. I am into fitness. And that's really all I know anything about. And so that's who my ideal client profile is, because that's going to be authentic. If I start posting recipes, which I hate cooking and cooking hates me. And so if I post recipes because I'm looking for content to post on my page and somebody else, it's not authentic. I don't know anything about recipes. And the people who follow me for fitness or for ingredients or for inspiration are going to be like, why is there a recipe on here? So you really do want to kind of narrow it down. We know we used to say like 5 things, but I would even say, start with 3 things that you know something about that reflect who you are. And those are the people that are going to be drawn to you. Those are the people that you're going to relate to. And those are the people that you want. I don't want somebody who is crunchy necessarily. And I love my crunchy friends, but I'm not crunchy. So then I am going to fall short of meeting their expectations, if that makes sense. I am definitely on a health journey, but it's just kind of out of my wheelhouse. And so I'm not posting about crunchy stuff. And that's not my ideal client, if that makes sense. Again, so for me, for teachers, I post about the business a lot because we don't make much money and we want to retire early probably. And we want to have a comfortable retirement. So I know that their ears are going to be, kind of perking up and ringing when I talk about that solution. And I post very specifically to that clientele and to that solution. Today, I was kind of thinking, oh gosh, I read a post from somebody else who was shaming girls who sell diet shakes. And somebody had inboxed her about a diet shake and she was offended. And she's like, I'm not on a diet. Why are you assuming I'm on a diet? Anyways, I took that and I was like, oh, I can't sell shakes anymore because I'm offending people. She's not my clientele, right? So that person is not my clientele. She's not the person that I'm reaching out to. I'm reaching out to people who do want to build muscle and take in healthy calories and live a healthier, fitter life. So if I was trying to post and appeal to everybody, I would be appealing to nobody. So forget about that. Write down who your clientele is, write down the solution for them. And then the other people aren't going to follow you. They're going to scroll by and that's okay. We kind of have to get comfortable with that. Start small, go forth and be bold and be amazing. You guys got this.
Absolutely. There was one more thing I was going to add. What was it? I don't think I said it before. When you're writing your avatar, and I do have that sheet, I'm going to share it in the comments real quick. Make sure that you write down what their income level is, what kind of person what kind of income do they have as well? Maybe what kind of job do they have already? And I think that's about it. So we're definitely going to open up to questions right now. I'm going to stop sharing my screen so I can see your faces, or a couple of your faces. And I am going to share real quick that worksheet, if I can find it. Actually, I cannot find it right now, so
We just post it after.
yeah, I'm just going to post it after. But does anybody have any questions? This was super helpful to me, y'all. And it kind of seemed overwhelming whenever I first started doing this. But I sat down and did the work, and I think it's really, really helped me. It's kind of taking the pressure off, because before I was trying to think of all kinds of content to reach everybody, all different kinds of people. And I feel like I can actually hone in on who I want to reach now. So hopefully it'll take the pressure off of you as well. And if you teach your teams to do this, it's going to be very helpful. They won't feel as overwhelmed, I don't think.
Agreed.
Okay, well, if y'all don't have any questions, then we're going to stop recording. And thanks for hopping on, y'all. Have a good night.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Awesome info.
Bye, y'all.